All right, look, Pyrrho, you got this horrible habit of yours of trying to see everyone in some sort of phantom A group, B group thing. I mean, I suppose that's a human thing, right? We tend to look at things in black and white like that, but to constantly put this thing into terms, when you're talking to me at least, about how you guys, I wanted to know what you guys, this whole you guys thing, I don't know what you're talking about, okay? I don't know who this you guys is. I don't have meetings with the you guys and we go ahead and make videos. That's not happening. So I don't know where you're getting that from. So your point about, I mean, I don't know, I never know where to start with you. Jesus. All right. Your point about Trayvon's account. Okay, I'm not exactly sure where you stand on that, because you're saying you don't believe it's him or this and that. All right, so we can look at this in two ways. All right, either you believe that. Well, let me just state it like this: there is absolutely no doubt. There is absolutely no doubt, Pyrrho. All right, that Trayvon Martin went by the Twitter handle No Limit Nigga with underscores in between each word. Okay, there's no doubt about that. Okay, his friends tweeted him as that. There's just no doubt about that aspect. So, all right, so that cannot be denied. That's concrete, set in stone, baby. Okay, so what you have to say then is that the Daily Caller got a hold of his actual account, and before they uploaded it to their site or whatever, or to where they just did it in script or whatever it is, before they did that, they went ahead and went through the thousands of tweets and manipulated every single one of Trayvon's tweets to make him look a certain way. And then that's your interest. Well, that is possible. There's no doubt about that. That is possible. Like I said, I suppose you can call the Daily Caller and ask them for the original source. But here's the thing about that. I mean, you're obviously looking at this to look into it as a character issue. I've told you from the beginning that wasn't my interest in his Twitter account, that I used what they uploaded, which was very helpful. I used it for different means. Okay, so, but here's the thing. If you're interested in the character aspect, right? The character aspect, you have to ask yourself, why was that closed? Why was that account closed to begin with? This is what I'm talking to you about, Ryan Juliuson and the whole beginnings of this case. You cannot understand this case. You cannot understand the dynamics of this case without understanding Tracy Martin, Benjamin Crump, Natalie Jackson, and Ryan Juliuson. You cannot understand this case without understanding that. You cannot understand what sets this case apart from the over 15,000 other homicides a year in this country without understanding that. If you want to talk about Trayvon Martin's character, you're going to have to understand why is it that his internet presence was being scrubbed right from the beginning of this thing. Why his every aspect of his life was being molded in a certain way to be presented to the public. And conversely with that, a very specific mold was being put onto George Zimmerman and the Sanford police and this entire case. Why? Right from the beginning. I'm talking about within days, not weeks going by or months going by that this happened. This was crafted right from the beginning. That's an aspect that I'm interested in. I'm interested in the media aspect as well, as how they and what they've done in this whole thing right from the beginning, starting with Reuters March 7th. That's the what I'm interested in, okay? And look how the public has handled all this from the beginning when they started, what was that, almost actually took a little more after March 7th. Reuters got the ball really rolling, though, for everyone, and then the rest of the media just picked up the same ball, that same hunk of shit that Reuters published, and smeared it all over every media outlet in the damn country. That's the aspect I'm interested in. I get caught up in the details of the case because you're going to want to actually know the details of the case. Unlike the people who are not critical of this thing, they don't really look at the details. And when they do, and it doesn't conform to their bias, and they just freak the fuck out. And then they go back to the Punks Coons thing. Get some troll on my channel now. Still talking about Punks and Coons. Dude, the FBI couldn't even figure it out. Let it go. The fucking prosecutor even says, hey, he said punks. Okay, well, whatever. I don't know how they figured that shit out, but whatever. So, moving on then to you're talking about this other aspect. I don't know. I don't know exactly what you're talking about. You're talking about what seems to be some sort of conflicting message. You're setting forth what you think is what you value. You're saying you do not value this take the law into your own hands thing or whatever, and then you know, this vigilante stuff you're talking about, and then you send a somewhat of a conflicting message. Well, when the government handles it, then that's also a problem. Well, which one is it? You call yourself a libertarian of some sort, so I guess you just want it completely localized and have just your own policemen there at very local levels, and no, I don't know. I don't know what you want. What values are you putting forth out there that you're saying what ought to be? I don't know. It seems confusing the way you're spreading that message through this Zimmerman thing. I don't know what to say about that right now, but as far as the other stuff goes, the pictures you're showing up here on your trying to compare pictures, I don't even care about that stuff. Like, some of that stuff when they were talking about his Facebook and such, I didn't even look into. Like I said, I had my own interests, right? Yeah, you seem to be able to parse out some things. I'm not trying to insult your intelligence, but when I sit here and I tell you one thing and I ask you about it, and then I see that you're not, because you're asking me about it. You're asking me about the damn account, and I showed you. And right there, I got the link right there. That shows that is at least his name, his Twitter handle. And you wanted to talk about his character. Are you still questioning the fact that he smoked weed? Are you questioning that aspect? I don't think there's any doubt about that. Even the family even admits to that part. Not at first. And it was until the police leaked the information that he was actually suspended for 10 days for drug paraphernalia that, oh, well, they come out and say, oh, well, what did Sybrina say? Here, this speaks to the mental aspect of this case and why it all got started. What did she say, Pyrrho, in response to that police leaking? Quote, they've killed my son, now they're trying to kill his reputation, end quote. Sybrina Fulton. Look at that first line, Pyrrho. Those first words. They killed my son. Who is they, Pyrrho? I want you to really answer that. That's not a rhetorical question. I want you to answer me on that one. Just like it took me forever to dig that answer out of you for what kind of family hires, or what kind of people, family, whatever, hires a spin doctor the weekend of their son's funeral. And you're saying, and what was your answer? Oh, they're smart. They're smart? Who does that? I don't think so, Pyrrho. Then you're basically buying into the whole line that they were right, that the police were covering up for George, and because he killed a black boy, hoorah, you killed a black boy, we're just gonna throw the body in the morgue and not worry about this case. All the bullshit that they were spreading right from the beginning of this fucking case, which is all bullshit. That's what my interest is. My interest is bullshit. Alright, so fuck, I don't know what you want, man. Look, like I said, let me just repeat that one last time. Look, I agree that the tweets themselves that we actually see from the Daily Caller there, those could very well have been manipulated. Like I said, that would require that they actually had his account, they actually had access to his account, they downloaded all the tweets, then manipulated them, then put it all together, then published it. Well, That's a possibility. Yeah, okay. But like I said from the beginning, that wasn't my interest in. My interest wasn't so much his character, and so if you want to know his character, maybe you could ask the family, but I'm sure they're going to tell you everything positive because they've already hid everything negative. So that's it. Peace out, my brothers, sisters, and everyone in between.